Everyone, good evening. My name is Abhishek Nendogarje and today date is 13th September 2024 and my today's video topic is constructor in Java. So let's start with today's video. So first let's of all let's discuss about what is mean constructor, and then after that we will see why constructor is used and what are the advantages, disadvantages and types of constructors. So let's start with definition. So constructor is a special type of method that is used to initialize the values of an object. So whenever in the class whenever we declare a class variable or instance variable, if we doesn't initialize the value for that variable, then using the constructor we can set the value for that variable or that variable. So that's why constructor is used. So and the let's discuss about some rules of constructors. So constructor name must be same as the class name. Means whenever we are creating a constructor, then its name is must be same as class name. Means we cannot name different than the class name. We have to keep it at same as the class name. Uh, Another is a constructor doesn't have return types. Means constructor doesn't even have wide return type. Doesn't have means constructor doesn't return anything. It just used to initialize the value of the value for the object. And another is a next is if we doesn't create the constructor in our class, then at the time of compilation, then Java compiler automatically create a constructor that is called as a default constructor. So these are the some main basic rules of constructor. So let's talk about why constructor is used. So in Java, constructor is used to initialize the values or set the values for objects. And let's talk about some of its types of constructors. So first one is the default constructor. So whenever if we doesn't create any constructor in our class, then at the compilation time, compiler automatically creates a constructor, and that constructor set the default value to the class variables or instance variables. Uh, the next type of constructor is a parameterized constructor. Means we can assign the values using the one or more parameters in the constructor. Another is a private constructor. So whenever we declare a constructor as a private, then we cannot initialize the values for that object from the outside of class. Means if we declare a constructor as a private, then we can initialize the values from only from that same class. Means we doesn't initialize the values from different class, because a private keyword is denied the access for other classes. And another is a copy constructor. So copy constructor, it copies the reference from another object, and then using that reference it sets the value to the variables. So these are the some types of constructors. So let's talk about its advantages. So the main advantages of constructor is that it is used to initialize the values. Means even if after declaring a variable as a global, and even if we doesn't initialize the value for that, then using the constructor we can initialize or assign the value for that variables. that variable. I mean, even if we doesn't assign the value, then Java compiler can automatically assign the value to that variable. Um, and these are the some points about constructors. So that's all for today's video. Thank you.